This is a little dumb. Schools are down here in Georgia. They're not very smart when it comes to weather warnings, specifically winter weather warnings. I'm a guy from Indiana. I know my way with snow, but I've never really driven in snow before because it's been a really long time since I've been up there. So, so schools are fine throughout the morning until 11 o'clock in the morning. Well, it wasn't really until 11 o'clock because I woke up around 10. Didn't really go downstairs until 11. So I guess, yeah, sure, 11. And I see snow outside the window. So I'm thinking, well, better hope the school's freaking canceled or let out like right about now. Right about now. Buses should already be there or should have stayed there because kind of knew that this would happen. I didn't really say anything on YouTube, but you kind of have to predict when it's going to start. First thing the schools should have done last night was give get a phone call out saying that school is canceled for today and tomorrow because it's going to be really, really icy tomorrow. So it's going to be canceled tomorrow. But that did not happen. School had to happen today. And school did not officially release until freaking 12:30 to noon. Buses were not there. Want to know why? Because there's a hill, the school that I went to, there's a hill that you have to get to, or that you have to climb up. It's really, really steep. That's not even near the school. Of course, the school that I went to had to be at the very end of the long-ass, twisty, winding, hilly freaking road that somebody possibly find. Plus, there's two other schools, a middle school and an elementary school, at the very same location, out in the middle of freaking nowhere, noting that there's an also not very steep hill, but it's a hill that they have to climb. The buses cannot simply climb. Diesel engines are not made for cold at all. So the diesel basically freezes, and you can't do anything about that. So you got buses that are stranded, basically, with with no power to no fuel to run it because the fuel lines are frozen or the fuel itself is frozen. To be honest, schools should have never freaking happened today. But yet the school that I used to go to, that I've graduated, my little brother goes to it, and now coming coming to 1 o'clock in the morning, he has to spend the night there because schools did not close. I'm pretty disappointed in that because I didn't really know that my mom, sent my little brother to school thinking, oh, it's not going to snow until 3. I kind of knew that it was going to happen earlier. Everybody else thought it was going to happen at around 3, 3:30. Everybody get early release around 1. Everybody be home by 2, right on time for the snow to start around 3. Started snowing around 10 in the morning. So right when kids got to school, it started snowing. How did I know it was going to happen? How did I know that this is going to happen? I'll tell you how. Because you got a front that's moving freaking 30, 30, no, not 30, 20, 20 to 35 miles an hour, and now it's going to stay in the general Georgia area until after tomorrow. We're still going to get snow, and the snow that's already on the roads is going to turn into ice, which is going to be even more dangerous. I've been outside all freaking morning and almost all afternoon, shoveling, trying to clear up the damn road, but it just became too much because the snow just keeps on coming because the road is cold. It's frozen solid completely. So I had to tell a guy, you're not going to make it up this hill. I had to tell plenty of people, you're not going to make it up this hill. Earlier this morning, my mom went to the store. There's like barely any groceries because people really overdo it on the groceries when snow's around. And I understand, it's Georgia. 3 years ago, I think. Yeah, it was 3 years ago. It was 2011 when the same thing happened. People went out the day before. We were warned a week in advance. And yet people were still unprepared even though we were warned a week in advance. The same thing happens today. We were warned about this. We were told a week in advance that this would happen. Did we prepare? My mom prepared. We're not really stocked up, but at least we have some food to last for at least a good couple of weeks. Or I can at least survive on leftovers for lunch, and maybe even for dinner. I still got some Chinese in the frickin' the fridge, and some leftovers from last night, and leftovers from tonight in the fridge. So, and that's enough to freaking keep me moving for the rest of next week or the week after. Depends on how fast I eat or how hungry I get, but I can at least survive off of a couple of bites and at least helping out my own neighborhood by shoveling the frickin' road. Of course, I might do that tomorrow because people are going to be wanting to go pick up their kids, or the buses are, by God, the buses are going to frickin' come down the hill right outside my neighborhood, and they're not going to get it back up because it's frozen solid and it's already covered with black ice. So hopefully the bus driver is smart enough to not come down this hill because the bus driver is not going to come back up, to be honest. But what you parents need to do is pick up your kids first thing in the morning because the roads are going to be a little bit better by this afternoon. This afternoon. The road's going to be like, I want to say better, but it'll be better than freaking trying to travel while it's snowing. And you got fresh snow blowing at you at the same time, being stuck on the road, and then that turning to ice, and then you sliding around. Ugh, it's just going to be awful. Also noting that the county that I live in has at least one or two salt trucks, so that's pretty bad. One salt truck to frickin' salt the whole frickin' county, that's not going to be good at all. I got my grandparents who live frickin' 10 miles by driving, but really all of this is like a 5-mile walk from here to there. It's really not that far. All I have to do is just walk that way. That's all I have to do is just walk that way for at least 5 miles. And then there I go, I'm right there. Or I could just drive up there, or drive through the neighborhood down that way, take the road down that way, and go through a yard, and then I'm right there. And it's just that simple. But it's not really going to happen. Like I said, I'm from Indiana. I'm used to this. I'm used to snow. What I'm not used to is people not knowing how to drive in it. What you need to know about driving in snow is that you don't stop for any reason at all. When there's snow on the road, you follow the tracks. You follow the tracks that were left by previous cars. You don't ride bumpers, because when the car stops in front of you and you try to stop, you're probably going to slide. You're going to hit the car. The car in front of you is going to slide off the road. You might slide off the road. Something will happen. But what I don't believe is that freaking schools just did not close today. And I'm sitting here stuck watching the news because I really can't do anything about it, even though I almost forced my mom to give me the van keys, which is not for four-wheel drive, which don't really know why a van does not have four-wheel drive, because it's a van. It should have four-wheel drive, right? I mean, well, then again, it's a Dodge Caravan. So, in a 2006 model, actually. So, I understand why it's not four-wheel drive car, van, whatever. Anyways, people are stuck in traffic because they don't know how to drive through snow, which I completely understand, but you people need to really be more prepared for an event like this. You need to not, for one, when snow is forecasted for the day, you don't go anywhere. If you've already gotten groceries from the day before, then good, just stay home. Don't even think about letting kids go to school, because that's the last time I probably bet my ass that that's the last time my mom sends my little brother to school, because I'm sitting here like, why does she let him go to school when you know snow is snow is forecasted for the day? You can't freaking, for 1 second, can you just think about what else could happen? Snow could start like 3, 2, 3, 4 to 5 hours early because of how fast that front went through. Oh, they said, let the kids go to school, they said. They'll be fine, they said. Then suddenly you got a baby being born in the freaking interstate in the middle of this mess. You got a record of accidents from 3 years ago. And you got people who don't know how to drive, and the stupid people who drive just because they're stupid. So you got the idiots, the people who don't know how to drive in the snow, and the people who do know how to drive in the snow. I'm not one of those people who know how to drive in the snow, because I'm, like I said, I'm not experienced. So I would be deathly afraid to drive in this crap. But what I would need is a freaking four-wheeler, because a four-wheeler can get through this crap because of the tires, you know. The four-wheeler itself can get through it. So I'm not saying that everybody needs to buy a four-wheeler, but come on, be be more prepared. If you need to, freaking put chains on your four wheel drive truck and freaking do that, because that's, to me, more safer than anything. So I've been keeping everybody I know updated about this, because I'm the guy who already graduated. I still have a crap ton of friends who still go to school, who relied on me to give them updates, and so far nothing new has happened. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what they're doing. The buses can't get there because they're stuck on hills. Their fuel is frozen, and now, noting that it is dark, and it is 1 o'clock in the morning. Well, by the time I am recording this. Schools, I'm fairly disappointed in these schools. The good news is that I at least enjoyed the snow, because I haven't seen snow in quite some time. The last time I even saw a, a snow Christmas was a couple years ago, and that was Christmas. I was a little happy. It lasted for a day. White Christmas. I haven't seen those in years, because, again, Indiana. Don't really remember much, but at least I still have people. I still have friends who live there. I still have friends who go to school, and actually, it's just as dangerous as it is over there as it is over here, because they're getting a lot of ice. We're getting a lot of ice. You can't get up your freaking subdivision because it's covered in ice. Colleges, though, they don't care. They just simply, well, some colleges don't care. Some colleges do care, but there are very few who just don't and will just fail you. They'll, there's like a couple of colleges who are very serious about classes for some reason. I know like two, I'm not going to mention them, but they're like so serious that they don't care about winter warnings. I mean, if you physically cannot make it to the school, they won't care. I mean, that's just it. So be glad that you don't go to college. Just saying. I personally won't go to college for a couple of years. I don't know, because I don't really got the money. Because I'm still searching for a job. Because to be honest, nobody is hiring. So I don't know. CDLs sound like a very good idea. You know, those semi drivers. That might be a good career to do. Just get myself a CDL license. Just freaking become a semi driver. They get good pay. But then again, we're talking about snow. I mean, I can if I was a truck driver, and I'm scheduled to do a delivery today, I'm going to have to call in and tell them that I cannot make it up my hill because of the snow and ice. So I'm going to have to I can't do it. And if they give me crap, I'm going to tell them. How about you getting your truck drive down here and drive back up the hill. Yeah, you won't make it. The hill is that steep and that icy. It's covered in ice right now at this time of night because after the sunset at 4, it's all done. It's frozen. So that's all I have to talk about. Still a little mad, a little disappointed, and hopefully the next time the snow happens, be more prepared. I mean, go get food to last for a month, like the week before, not the day before, but the week before, because stores aren't going to have food for the month. Stores will eventually run out. And when they do, that's sorry about your luck, but you're a little too late. And then when the traffic happens, and then when the schools decide to have school today, when the snow is supposed to be at 3:30, and then it starts at 10 in the morning. How did I know it was going to happen at 10 in the morning? How did I know it was going to happen early in the first place? How? Because number one, like I said, I'm from Indiana. Number two, when you're talking about snow, it's very unpredictable. That's all. That's all.